Alright, what's going on, everybody? I am very upset with myself. It's not even me. It's just it's no surprise that anytime I want to set up something for stream, it's so amazing to set it up because I'm so excited trying something new, and it works all the way up until the practical part that should be fine already doesn't work. I've streamed VR on stream multiple times before, but for some reason it didn't want to show the display this time. I don't know if it's an update with the plugin or something, if I have to tear down Streamlabs and redo it in order to get it to work, or if it was something as simple as my wire for my headset. But the headset was also at 9%, even though it'd been charging all night. I guess it wasn't plugged into the actual outlet. I don't know, man. So we're playing Candy Crush again, because I could not bring myself to play Overwatch for like the 5th or 9th or 10th time. Okay, is there a way to turn this down just a little bit? There is no reason for it to be so loud. That's still super loud. What is happening here? Okay. Anyway,
sweet.
As I was saying, like it's so strange. I've never been able to pull off a fully successful stream without something fucking up. But it's fine. We'll do the VR shit tomorrow. We were gonna finish Boneworks, so I could finally get all that figured out in time for Bone Lab. This is still really fucking loud, right? Is this loud? Is it loud for me? What does it sound like when I... Okay, it's pretty bad. Alright. Oh, well, I've got it lowered on here for you guys, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright, nothing to worry about. We're good. Let me put that back. Okay. But it just doesn't make sense. We'll switch over to another game here in a minute, but like, I just needed to pick something that wasn't Overwatch for a little bit.
Sweet.
Because that was the main fun of the VR stream. I wanted to do something. All of my flat screen games are either need to be recorded separately from stream in order to be done properly. I guess I just don't have that many flat screen stream games down right now. I didn't think I would be streaming anything flat screen right now.
Delicious.
I won't lie to you, I thought Overwatch 2 was going to have a lot more to it, so I'd be actually excited to play it a bit more, because I really can't bring myself to do it again, you know, not alone at least. I need to be playing with other people.
Tasty.
I even thought about playing Elden Ring on stream, but I was already upset with stream, and I didn't want to go into that upset, because that never goes well. It's one of those things, you know, you never... What is this? There's a portal on both sides? Gotcha. I don't want to move too many times without paying attention to what I'm doing here. Green? Green is next to both of those bottom bits.
Sweet.
I figured this would force me to kind of slow down and calm down for a bit, and then we can play something else.
Divine. Sweet.
Okay, here we go. Ready? I need to clear. I do not want to use your suggestion. Stop that.
Divine.
There's a way to turn off the
Tasty.
Is that what that third one is? Yeah. Oh, nope. That is not turning off.
Sugar Crush. Tasty. Delicious.
It's also annoying because I recently tried to do a stream where I was going to do
Sweet.
I wanted to set up my Switch and do Switch Sports. I wanted to buy Switch Sports and do that for a stream. But with the capture card I have set up, I can't look at the game and also stream it. I've realized with the way that the Switch dock works. I would need to get an upgraded, what's it called? Or an HDMI splitter, I suppose. I don't care for the gold bars. That's where the pay to win starts, I believe. We'll do a few more levels, and then maybe I'll feel good enough to just switch it up.
Delicious.
You wouldn't believe it. If everything was going smoothly and we got through Boneworks today, I was planning on setting up a bunch of cool stuff. I was gonna go back, maybe try Mario 64 again. We got a lot, like we'll get to it eventually.
Sweet.
I'm just kind of disheartened for today. And obviously I'm doing all this in between jobs and stuff, so
Divine.
I'm doing what I can when I can.
Sweet.
I've got a good sized amount of moves left. I'm gonna want stop suggesting things. No, I'm not using that suggestion now. I'm gonna purposely do something different. Alright. That was like 3 wrong directions when I meant to go the first way the first time.
Tasty.
Alright, there's a 5 to get here. Oh, well, there's this guy. And there's a lot of purples.
Sweet.
There we go. 2 moves. Ooh. See, that's questionable. Why would I move that with 1 move left? You're gonna want. Oh, hold on.
Sweet.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. That's what I get for trusting them. We're gonna do it again. It's surprisingly working. I'm feeling a lot better.
Sweet. Tasty. Sweet. Tasty. Sweet.
Now we're clearing things. We're clearing things way better now.
Delicious.
Right. I probably should move the other one. Let's see. I'm not gonna move those together right away.
Divine.
I want actually.
Sweet.
Did not do as much as I thought it would. I was hoping it would do much more there. Stop that with the suggestions. No.
Sweet.
Things are still working out here. Wow. Okay.
Divine.
Much better than last time.
Sugar Crush.
All it took was a different approach.
Divine.
Alright, Alright, when I update the stream set credentials, it's gonna be interesting. What are we doing? What game should we play after this? Because all I have on the all I've got on the list to choose from are a bunch of got a bunch of nothing on the dash, don't I? Let's see. Fortnite, Blood Hunt, Overwatch 2, Deep Rock, Valorant. Maybe we could do some Valorant. As much as I dislike the game, it always does come back to upset me in the end, but it's still decent to sit through a couple rounds.
Tasty.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get into some voice chat.
Sweet. Divine.
I don't have the energy for that kind of stuff. Never have for some reason. All right, I need to get this one down. Stop with those. No. This one's coming down. Here we go. Boom. Did it my own way. All right. Now we're gonna clear this. 8 moves. I'm getting really upset by these suggestions here. Okay. I want to bring stop that.
Tasty. Tasty.
Close, but not quite. I didn't mean to sit up so far. I was trying to look over my microphone. All right, let's do this. Let's leave this game now. I've done a little bit. I've done enough Candy Crush for now. All right, let me update the stream credentials, and we'll be good to go. Let's see how quickly I can break this calm that's come over me. Ooh, would you look at that? Valorant has an update. It's alright. That's fine. I can wait a few seconds. Right? It'll only be a few seconds. We can hang out for a second. Man. No, it's really annoying to have to sit there and go. Set up the entire stream. Set up. I moved the green screen into the corner. I had the little corner. I had like a little bottom corner green screen for myself in the VR setup as well. It was so good. It was gonna be great, and then that happened. Whatever the issue with the actual software itself was, which was either way, it was still obnoxious. I'm still very annoyed. I'm gonna get it figured out by tonight, hopefully, so that tomorrow I can rectify the situation and we can actually play Boneworks. If we finish Boneworks, we can do Half-Life Alyx, because I don't think I'm gonna record that. I might as well stream that as well, which would be nice. Assuming my computer can do that. I haven't really given it a try. But if those work out well, then, you know, who knows what we can do next. It's real. I have, like, the way this is set up, I can totally do VR much better now in this setup. It's just, for some reason, the software didn't want to handle it today. I'll get it figured out. I don't know. It was probably just an issue. It's probably one of those things where as soon as I reset my computer, it'll fix it up. But I didn't want to take all that time away from the stream today because I know I needed to make my time, like, I needed to fit in as much stream time as I could this week. Make up for all the time that I've lost. Especially since I wanted to still do Tuesday, Thursday streams on the regular. If that's possible, I'm not too sure. We'll have to see depending on whatever job contacts me and we get into working. Because I gotta find a new spot real soon. We're about halfway with the Valorant download, which is fine. Nothing too bad. I submitted the YouTube video a couple days ago. I think it was about last Friday, so 5 days ago, I think. I was very happy with it. I mean, obviously there was a deadline that got extended, so if I had more time, I would go back and change the stream clip to probably a different stream, something more recent. But I felt that was a funny moment, and it could have been. I probably could have replaced it with many of other stream clips we've had. It just, at the time when I was piecing everything together on the time limit I had, that was the part that got thrown under the wayside. Everything else is perfect. I love everything else. I just feel like I shouldn't have used such an old stream for that stream, but we're about 60% now because I guess the download decided to slow down its download rate. It happens, you know, but I'm not excited. It's really annoying. Cause it's like, you'd think these things would be easy. You'd think it'd be easy to set up a game and stream it.
Recording while I was cleaning him. He belongs to someone called Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But it's like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb how so many things can get in the way. What is this, a Star Wars remix? Okay. I mean, it's not bad. Binary Sunset. Star Wars Lo-Fi. Let's bring it down a little bit. Oh, that's cool. It changed my, I guess, does Star Wars stuff change your Spotify thing to a lightsaber, or is that just because it was May the 4th recently? That's really cool. Hold on, sorry, I had to go back just so I could get a video of that. That's so cool. Hold on. It's a Star Wars song, so like the progress bar is a lightsaber lighting up. That's really cool. I got that just so I could prove it later if need be. That was pretty interesting. All right. Now we are at 63%. What is happening here? Why is it taking so long all of a sudden? I mean, I could think of a few reasons. Oh, huh. I closed Steam and suddenly it shot up. Maybe that'll do it. That's good, that's good. It's kind of interesting that out of all of, like, to be fair, I guess I was doing a lot of maintenance on the computer to remove all the games that I had recently gotten built up for streams, like stuff that I just never played after that because I would only play it on stream and they weren't good. So now I have to build up a new stream catalog because I got rid of Apex. Apex was I was tired of playing group battle royales when I didn't like voice chatting with most of the people who played them. So in that same vein, I got rid of like, obviously I still have Fortnite and I have Blood Hunt, which are both battle royales, but like they both have a solos mode. And Blood Hunt seems to be an interesting one. We'll have to try that at some point, but I'd rather record a video on that, or maybe I'll stream it at some other point. But I'm just not in the battle royale mood. I could do a Hades run, or I could even play Minecraft on Hypixel or something, but it's like, Those things also feel kind of bland. They kind of feel kind of small beans. I kind of want to do something that gets me engaged, you know? Yeah, we're at 86% now. We're almost there. So this shouldn't be bad. It only took me 20 minutes. What time is it? It only took me half an hour past the designated start time to get an act. Oh, and it's at 0 again. Yep, okay, there we go. Yeah, it only took me 30 minutes past the initial start time to actually get to playing a game. And it wasn't the game we had originally planned on, but it's fine. We shall forget about that and get going in just a second here. Let me make sure that the game is captured. You ready to hear that beautiful Valorant sound that we all know and love? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Come on. Valorant. Thank you. Performance. And boom. Good to go, I think. Is that still in? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Boom. Put it back on full cam. Take it out of studio mode. There we go. There's the transition. All right. Oh, we're just in time for the new agent, aren't we? Okay. RGX 11Z Pro, new skin bundle, new battle pass with new tactical tech. Interesting. And this is the new agent. So obviously, first thing I got to do is check her out in the training. Oh, they have escalation and replication. I was like, there's something new in there. Couldn't quite put my finger on what. We'll stick to this chill music. Maybe it'll keep me focused on enjoying the game more than wanting to do well. Because this game can really piss me off fast. So I need to try my best to nip that in the bud. Where is there she is. Fade. Alright.
Teşekkürler. Thank you.
German?
Yes.
That German? That's not German.
Not bad.
It might be.
No. 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 No.
Okay, it's definitely
Pardon.
not them. Pardon.
Not bad.
Never mind. I just whiffed that guess. Okay. Prowler. Equip Prowler. Fire Cinder Prowler. Is it like the thing that you get in the,
Bring them down.
Yeah, okay. I assumed that was going to be an agent's ability after a while.
Bring them down.
Right? Is it like the ones you get in Spike Rush? Hold it to steer them towards the crosshair. Prowler will chase down the first enemy or terror trail it sees and near sight the enemy. Yeah. Okay. Seize. Equip a knot of raw fear. Fire to throw. The knot drops down after a set time. Reuse to drop the knot early. The drop ruptures on impact, holding nearby enemies in place. Held enemies are deafened or decayed.
We'll catch them.
And that's an early drop right there. Okay. That's a full arc. And it's immediately on impact. Like and I can stop it at almost instantly. So say I lob it over the doorway, and boom, right over the entrance. Okay. And it holds enemies in place. So let's see, can I grab one of these guys?
Take hold.
Oh, I guess they don't move very much, do they? Okay, but it's like a, Alright, keeps them from moving. Yeah, Haunting Watcher, fire to throw. The Watcher drops down after a set time. Reuse to drop. Yeah, Watcher lashes out on impact, revealing enemies in his line of sight and creating terror trails to them. Enemies can destroy the Watcher. So
I'll find you.
These two combo together is what I'm understanding. Right? So that'll give them terror trails, then you... Not that one. Then you send this out to follow those terror trails, right? Revealing enemies in line of sight. Yeah. Does Seize also give them terror trails? Because I'm noticing it's the same thing. Equip the power of nightmare itself. Fire to leave a wave of nightmare energy. Enemies caught in the wave are marked by terror trails, deafened and decayed.
Take them.
I like that design. Interesting.
Bring them down.
I could see her being, like, pretty interesting.
Bring them down.
She's definitely a more, like, a...
We'll catch them.
intricate character. Like, she's like a controller almost. What is she? What kind of agent is she? I guess I won't know till I go to an actual match. Do I think I'll play her? Probably not. I could, maybe. I don't think I will, though. It takes a while to unlock agents. Am I even unlocking an agent at the
Match
moment?
found.
I hope I am. Damn, that was a quick find. And I'm Spike Rush on bind at that.
Go. Let's go.
I guess I'm playing Jet this round. No worries, no worries. It's interesting, like, Zeus and Reyna have a very similar portrait in terms of, like, vibe, hairstyle, and character. Like, I feel like they could have been concept art for each other, almost. I have a lot of biased lighting in the room right now, which is making it very white in here, but it's not terrible. I hope it's coming through on the camera nicely. All right.
Spike rush.
Reyna, I'm programmed to kill you. Don't give me a reason.
We're gonna take a second here. I'm gonna move this out of my screen sight so I can see. Uh-oh. Scam likely call. I'm in the middle of a stream. I gotta set that on.
Eyes down.
That was an interesting way to get a kill. There was one behind me. Damn, I fucked that up. I was on the upper hand and then I messed it up. That phone call threw me off. I got a scam likely call and it threw me off just now.
There. Omen
Man,
kill.
I could have stopped. I could have gotten 2 of those kills
There.
instead of just that one lucky one.
One
I'm
enemy
warming up
remaining.
though. Holy shit. No, this dude's about it. Like this guy plays the game, doesn't he?
I'll find you. Win. Show me where to
Let me
go.
get this wire out of the way. I want as much room for my mouse as possible. I'll keep my phone off on the other side of the desk so I don't have to worry about that happening again. It was weird. I didn't recognize the area code though, so it's not a job interview. I know that. Would have been a local number if that was the case.
Target sighted, enemy. Enemy spotted, B.
Reloading.
My ult is ready.
Why am I out of my fucking...
Last player standing.
I fucked that up. I'm mentally, like, I am not sound right now. What has happened? I got so thrown off by the... Okay.
Fire in the hole.
I'm playing Valorant.
30 seconds
I need
left.
to slow down and focus. We're not playing Overwatch. We're playing it. I need to switch back
There,
over.
take them. Mark 2.
Interesting. Like, this person's confident. Like, also, they spent a lot on these skins. Holy shit.
10 seconds left.
Like, this melee weapon must not have been cheap. And I've also noticed he has a skin on his Frenzy that doesn't look cheap. He's got the military skin on his Guardian of all things, which makes it look like a cool gun, which is hard to do. Which means it must have been expensive as well. It's insane.
Where are you?
Yeah, Guardian's still a weird gun for me. I don't know. I'll use it in Spike Rush sometimes, but I will never trust myself to use it in like Unranked. Or Ranked. I mean, especially Ranked. I think that goes without saying.
Clutch. Last round before the switch.
That wasn't terrible.
I should make it clear, I can no longer hear the music. So while it is in fact playing, I can no longer hear it.
Time to fly.
I'm gonna move. I need this. Okay, let's.
They will cover.
Here.
There's definitely one here.
Blocking sight.
I know exactly where you are.
My ult's ready.
Why? Oh my god.
Last player standing.
Oh. Yeah, see, I'm getting my brain's getting ability happy, I'm panicking. It's fine. It is the warm-up match, but I usually don't stream the warm-up match. It's fine. We watched myself jump on over from game to Valorant. Valorant started. And then I have
30
problems
seconds
with
left.
that afterwards, but this ain't too bad.
Where? Take them!
I was never
One
a pro
enemy
Valorant
remaining.
player, so I was glad, and thankfully so. I could never. I respect it. I do. It's a lot of patience that I don't have. What are all these lines? So these are what the terror trails look like. So
10
you,
seconds
oh, so
left.
it's like you
Spike
can see
planted.
where they're going. Like you can follow their footsteps practically. That's cool.
Where are you?
So that would make you a decent one.
Catch them.
There.
Yeah, this
They
gets sick.
really think they could scare me.
Let's
Switching
end
sides.
this.
Match point.
I'll let him take that side. He's the one-man army over there.
They will break against me. Decoy. Found one. Marked one. Marked two. Die. They're blind with fear.
Closing in on him now.
Kill them.
One enemy remaining.
My own ready.
Well, that's
Defenders
yeah.
win.
All right, cool.
Great job.
maybe this game ain't for me, you know. It's fine. We'll do one. I can't see. The thing is, right? If I commit to a whole unrated match and we start playing terribly, I'm gonna feel bad the entire time. I'm gonna hate it. But what's the worst that can happen, right? Like, well, what's the worst that could really happen? Let's do it. Let's queue up. I'm trying to get Chamber, huh? That's who I've been working towards? Oh, do I have him already? Oh, I unlocked him forever ago. Okay. I need to do a new contract. Let's get Fade, why not? Her contract's
Match
pretty cool.
found.
Does anybody actually play Astra? I don't know what she does or how she works. Like, I've tried using her abilities in the practice range. They don't make too much sense to me. I've played against maybe one or two of people playing Astra, but it's still... It ain't quite there for me. We've got blinds. This is Breeze. I might want to play it without being able to dash. This will force me to be a good.
They have no idea how hard
Yeah,
it is.
we shouldn't. I probably shouldn't have fucking let us do. We have no heals. We need another. We need one more healing character who is like got one tiny team heal ability, and the rest is all like decent, cool shit. Or at least one cool like. We need a male healer. I think. Yeah, I'd play a male healer. I feel like playing Sage is kind of like a locked. It's like a locked class almost. And then the other character. Her blind abilities are just I don't like them. So, but I'd like to see what they do with like a male healer, so that we can even out the demographic who play healers a bit. Make him like a guy with like one of those baby carriers, but the baby carrier's like a robot and the robot's the character. Or it's like a robot android guy, similar to like KO, right? But in the baby carrier is an actual baby.
Got hit.
That both of those are good options. Yeah? Alright. Taking it slow this time.
Spike planted.
Alright, they're definitely for a fact over here.
Stealing sight.
Omen killed.
Out of charges.
Someone's
Ooh! Ooh! I'm upset!
One enemy remaining.
No. Just... Okay. It wasn't the best, but you know.
Push no button. Save the day.
We still won. What was it? Give out free skin
Keep
day
it
and I
done
missed
like
it?
that,
Why has
and
everybody
the
got
job is
skins for
done.
everything? Am I just in the lobby of people who like this game? Is this not the play once every 3 months gang? Oh, I guess to be fair, when a new character comes out, everybody who stops playing the game but like follows it and just comes back. And it's the beginning of the new season, so of course everybody who's fallen off is going to be back.
Where are they?
So yes, we will see plenty more skins. Give me the Ares.
enemy spotted B.
Of course, they're on the opposite side of the one I pick, which makes me even less useful.
Spotted B.
What? It's like I can't even. It's. I'm less upset at the fact that he killed me, and I'm more upset at the fact that it took me
Spike planted.
until I was dead to notice where I was being shot from.
Embarrassing.
See, what do these people do that I don't?
Watch your eyes!
I never understood that.
Last player standing.
Is it because I come from a different... Is it because I have all this other shooter experience that makes me not patient enough for games like this? Like, this in CSGO have never worked for me.
Stay out of the fire. Super high level.
It's never made sense. Alright. I am gonna try my absolute hardest to do something productive this round. Get me out and around the corner here. I wanna...
Sentry.
Vamos, gente!
Turn the corner.
Someone's
And they're on the opposite side of the one I picked, aren't they? Oh, actually. It's a midday push.
Enemy spotted A. Someone's A.
There's definitely someone mid, right? Oh. Thanks for that. Right, it is.
Still in sight. Cutting their vision.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Oh my god, I'm terrible. What do I have? I'm at the bottom of the leaderboard. This is going worse than I could have ever imagined.
Hesitation is for amateurs. Let's go.
Forgive me.
Oh, I'm doing. What? There's nothing I can even do in this situation. I don't know what's happening. Like, it's not that I don't know what's happening. I just don't play this game enough.
Let's go.
Can't expect to just jump in and play against everybody who's been playing all last season and everything. It's an A push. What do you want with me?
Multiple enemies A.
Cutting their vision.
Enemy spotted A.
Pathetic. Still in sight.
Spike planted.
Exact same thing as last time.
Last player standing.
I'm in hell. I just cut my own finger on my green screen.
Everyone,
How
note
do you
down your
even do that?
observations, then let's run it again.
What have I done? What have I done today to deserve all of this? Holy shit. I'm going the other way. I'm going the other way. I'm going the other way. Okay, no, that cut was already there. I just burnt the cut by rubbing it against the green screen. That's even worse. Did everything just lag like crazy, or are we all standing in place?
Sleep.
Yet another A push.
Multiple enemies A. Knowing
Cutting their vision.
take them.
One on my right. Yeah, I got a kill though. You know, I feel like I'm playing like a child. This is something else. It's funny, if all the VODs on Twitch stayed up forever, you would probably never find a single Valorant stream where I'm actually doing well. That thing is terrible.
One enemy remaining.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Yeah, where are all these people at the end of the season?
As much as this world hurt me, it's
I think I know
mine,
when I need to time
and
my
I will
Valorant
kill
stream.
to defend it.
I need to stay far away from the season openers.
I need a drop.
Placing sentry. Let's make them dance.
You want to play? Let's play.
Okay, Chamber's got a sniper. I think.
Here.
Yeah.
Multiple enemies A.
I know I should have.
Watching here.
Like, there was a point in that firefight where I said, I'm gonna lose this, because if I've not killed him already, I should have stopped firing. Boy, we've sure filled this hour, haven't we?
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Man, has that always been there? Desmond's Chop Shop? No, this is new. I didn't know it looked like this, did it? Ooh.
Precision kill.
Almost. Not quite. His ult really paid off for him. Yeah, that's crazy.
Make their fear your weapon. Or use a gun, whichever.
Alright, we're just gonna rock it on. You know what? I don't even need a shield. You know what? If I'm gonna die so easily already. Let's just pinch up on them where they're already gonna be, you know?
Light the way, Phoenix. They will cover!
They went the other way.
Enemy spotted A.
Bomb buddy out.
102. Headshot, body shot. Versus 4 body shots. You know, when I do that, I get it's a vandal, but...
Come on, let's go.
Spike planted.
You can't leave this game early, is the thing. I would never do that.
Done.
But you sure as hell can vote for a surrender on the second half.
Someone's A.
Last player standing.
You see, it's like he knows that if he stands there, there's nobody that's gonna come from his right.
One enemy remaining.
Grenade.
I really thought that grenade killed the third guy. I was genuinely convinced I was playing a
Try
scripted
open their
game.
minds. Find the weakness. Not bad.
Is this mural new too? I think it is. Is this the next guy? A little monk dude? Stop shooting the guy. You're really throwing me off. My non-existent game.
Turret out.
I'm going B.
Stay awake. They strike again. Here.
Again?
Ah!
You fucking serious?
Ach, wer will.
Always opposite of what always opposite of
Spike
my choice. Huh?
planted.
Bunch of guys A.
There is a better gun right there.
Who's next?
Here comes the party.
Grenade.
This game is like Halo,
One enemy remaining.
Careful now.
but for me only. That's only the 8th round. Can you believe it?
You man ready for a light show?
Placing my vote early. They're going this way. They're going this way.
Don't hold back.
Turret out.
Come on, let's go.
precise.
They're the opposite. I'm not the only one experiencing this phenomenon right now. They love going the opposite of where I'm going. Even if I try to pick backwards.
Spike down mid.
Spike mid.
One enemy remaining.
In sight. There. Cutting their vision.
Please kill me.
Team A.
There we go.
Such trash.
That was better.
Is everyone's tech still working? Double check it, please.
But that was more of like a everybody closes in on him kind of thing. Like that didn't even feel really earned.
Placing sentry.
Okay, but they've got to switch it up this time, right? Oh, now Killjoy's standing where I was gonna stand right now. Oh, he's putting up a turret there.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
Now maybe this will work.
There.
Fuck. Maybe blinding them wasn't the best idea. I could have just kept shooting.
Turrets destroyed.
I got a kill out of it. You know, like I'm being a decent asset to my team.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
One dream ends, another begins.
I feel like they rotate back and forth is what happens. I mean, they know they have more success on that side, but they're gonna expect us to be on that side, right?
Their fears betray them.
I'm gonna end up cutting across, aren't I? Surprise, surprise.
Someone's A.
Spike planted.
Someone's A.
Last player standing.
This guy, we gotta play somewhere. I feel like we're gonna play some Overwatch after this. This is outrageous.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Last round in the half.
Spend it now, or it's gone.
Turret out. Don't overthink it. That's my job.
Okay.
You want to play? Let's play.
He's got a sniper. He's gonna be looking for long distance.
Enemy mid.
Face your fear!
No more dreams.
What was I meant to do then? I couldn't get all the way out of there. I guess probably I could have.
Spike planted.
I really thought that would have worked. I know you can shoot through that box.
Wrong buddy out.
You know, I didn't think you tried it.
Good.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Damn.
Switching sides.
But are they us?
Not
So many
bad.
questions.
No. Not bad. No.
Alright. Maybe we're coming around here. It's possible.
Not bad. On my way. Not bad. No. Gotta find that rhythm.
I'm listen.
Neon stopped.
Out here.
Someone's B. Enemy spotted B. They're blinded with fear.
Okay.
Target down.
This whole side's clear. And I am the last one to the party. As usual.
Someone's B.
What is the plan?
One enemy remaining.
Bot coming back.
Should've just kept running.
Last player standing.
Yeah,
You
that's
up?
what killed us.
Stay safe.
I don't want that.
You're going back.
Ooh. I'm gonna take a risk and just try shooting up mid, see what happens. You know, maybe be a little unexpected.
Look out for their Rift Walker.
My econ rating must be awful.
Placing sentry.
No, really? What are the odds?
Okay.
Enemy B. Enemy mid.
Enemy spotted A.
Careful now.
This
Spike
game isn't
down
for
mid.
me, I don't think. Like, it really isn't. It's a Buzz Lightyear gun.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
I have the spike.
Plant the spike.
Last player
Plant the
standing.
spike.
Spike down B.
They're going to scatter from my stuff. Super easy to pick off.
Come on, let's go.
Watch it here.
Turret out.
I'll find you.
Enemy spotted B.
Feeling sight.
Why? I should expect it, but also why? Like, it's just dumb.
No, you don't.
I feel like I'm living in a... He wasn't there when I looked the first time. He shouldn't be there when I looked the second
One
time.
enemy remaining.
It's- This is the longest Valorant match of my life too.
Spike's down.
Like I have to actually sit here and live through this.
I can hold an area pretty well myself. Make sure to cover the angles I can't.
Alright. Maybe I go block B side. That might help. I was gonna give it to her.
No prisoners.
Turret out.
Okay, maybe this will work, maybe it won't. Shit, it worked.
Last player standing.
Oh, come on. Alright, yep, that's pretty much guaranteed me the chance. That's pretty much guaranteed it. Like, there's no way out of that. Like,
For your aim.
I'm uninstalling this game after this stream. Like, that is 100% signed me out of Valorant for good.
You want to play? Let's play.
Enemy spotted B. On the spike. The spike is down.
I wasn't even meant to be out there for that.
Spike down B.
Anyway, I'm thinking for Overwatch,
Last player standing.
we're gonna do a few quick plays. Obviously, there's not much else in Overwatch 2 beta right now, but I don't really feel like jumping into Overwatch 1's comp right now. So,
Paint? Check. Charges? Check. Brakes? Nowhere in sight.
on the bright side, however, we're gonna, once we move on to any game that isn't this, we'll be doing something a little more lighthearted and fun. Hope the music's still been pretty nice.
Stay focused.
Not two, go one.
Neon stop.
Grenade!
If he gets a kill, then technically he goes on
Plant the spike.
for not killing him.
Enemy A.
Here.
Get back.
There we go.
Where are you?
Someone A.
I really
One enemy remaining.
see that would never work.
Healing, please.
Going up.
Okay. Hey, that worked out pretty well, actually.
Where are
Oh, ouch.
The enemy only looks composed. Their hearts tell a different story.
Let's see if I can get both of them again. Are they stupid enough to do it twice?
I got you, bruv. Nightmare, take that!
Reloading. Cutting their vision.
Part 2. Here goes the party!
Last player
down.
standing. Spike down B.
Oh,
I have this back.
I couldn't take it. Couldn't. I forget that you can't.
They have
Why
courage,
can't you phase and
but
take it
no
anymore?
one's immune.
I feel like that was a thing you could have done back in the day. Kind of killed my entire plan of attack there.
They are mine. Enemy spotted.
Hey,
Going up. Someone's A.
Let's see what's been going on in gaming. Let's see what do we got there. What's been going on? Now's a good time as any. Yeah, FIFA broke away from EA finally. How crazy is that? So EA no longer has FIFA as their designated title for their soccer game. They're still making the soccer game. It's just going to be called EA Sports FC, I think. Which is interesting. I wonder if it means they won't be able to use like
I'm the last thing
contracted and
they'll see before
updated
they
players
die.
all the time, because that was kind of the main reason you had to be contracted with the sports league, was to use the likenesses of the players and get the updated stats and updated like scans and stuff. I'm interested to see what they have to do with that now, because because not that they won't still make the same, they could still make the same game, but if they don't have the selling point of the players anymore, it might push them to have to innovate in terms of their gameplay, and I would like to see what that forces them to do. In what world?
Come on, let's go!
Spike down mid.
No, that's a crazy one. I've played a good amount of the FIFA, so that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with especially now that the name, what happens to the name? The name is built up such a big thing. Obviously FIFA is for the actual league, but it's like, will it sell as good without the name?
Defenders win.
What else do we have? PlayStation's putting $300 million more into first-party games and aiming for multiple platforms, which is good news. PlayStation doubling down on their hard work, calling their shots from now on. Let's go ahead and switch games over. In other news, let's see here. What do we got? We've got, while I'm picking, Nintendo says there's no end in sight for the chip shortage, which is terrible news. But hey, we knew that, especially with all the shit going on in the world. There's no way we're gonna get those things in anytime soon. I'm not quite sure personally whether it is a mining issue or a shipping issue, but either way, we need to get a lot of shit in place before we can get back to making those chips at a decent rate, I believe. If there was a more ethical way to do it, I think it'd be a lot easier too. Or if there was just a more like mass production way that didn't involve forcing people to mine the lithium for it or whatever, be no problem at all. All right. And now a little Overwatch to wind the senses down. All right. Yeah, like I thought, it's still... Oh. Oh, okay, so they have roll queue and open queue, which is interesting. Okay. So they've added open queue. Is that it? That's fine. Mystery Heroes and Deathmatch are coming eventually, it looks like. Okay. Well, I'm gonna rock roll queue still, because I think I'm sticking DPS for now. Okay, and let's do like a practice range while we wait. I know they did an upgrade to the beam size for Sojourn, so it hits a little better. So that should feel a little more responsive. He says when he whips a shot. But I think that was more my fault. It's interesting, all things considered, because I don't have many single-player games that I want to stream. Every time it's the biggest issue for me is every time I go, oh, that's a nice game. Like I have a couple games that I want to record, but I can't stream them in the same resolution that they're recorded in. That's one of the curses of not being partnered on Twitch. You can't stream at 1920 by 1080. And I'm not gonna record the game in 1280 by 720 if I know that that's not acceptable on YouTube, right? So what is the point? Yeah, so it's like there's all these games that I would love to stream and then upload to YouTube as a recording that way, but I also can't use my I can't record in the resolution I do 3840 by 1080, so I can't cut between the cameras. I would have to record with I'd have to record with an SD card on the camera and then worry about syncing everything up in the edit, which is more harm than it's worth. But all of that is just simply to try and record. Like I have a Telltale game I want to play real soon, and I would have loved to stream it and then record and then post it. But what am I doing uploading a Telltale game at 1280 by 720 when I could be recording it full HD and cut between my camera anytime I have a good comment or a reaction, you know? So it's annoying that I'm kind of reduced to playing nothing but the multiplayer games. But that was the solution to that was VR, because the VR games are all fun ones I can stream, and there they'd be the same quality both ways realistically, because VR quality doesn't drop that much between resolution, or at least you're not missing too much. I am going to do a tier list after this, and that's how we'll close out the stream for the day. I think I have one already queued up, but I might do a second one after that, because I think this one's pretty small. But I saw it on Twitter, and I had to put in my 2 cents, I believe.
What else you got?
I didn't really consider what sitting in the practice range for 7 minutes was going to look like.
This ends now. Double, triple
I will not lie. 325. Interesting. Okay. Just a moment. I'm gonna grab something to eat real quick. Alright. I'm back, and I got a yogurt, so now we are good to go for foreseeable future. It's interesting. Usually the summer is when there's a lot of like games being rotated in terms of like multiplayer success, because that's when most kids are coming out of school, yeah. So this would be the perfect time for the people to release their games. I'm not seeing many people trying to throw their hat in the ring for the game of the summer. It's kind of sad, especially as someone who wanted to play good games this summer. Alright, we're ready to go, are we? On Gibraltar attack, huh? Three up until the last second. Swap sojourn. There we go.
We're in this together. All of us.
Leave it to my microphone to fall over. It's so strange. I didn't even think that was possible. And yet it falls over in like the one way. Like there's 6 different bars on like a mic arm that you have to screw in. And it's like the very last one where the mic head is always seems to fall over on me.
Hey.
Alright, here we go.
Sniper spotted! Head down! Thanks.
Tank. I didn't swap games, did I? We're playing on a blank screen. I love that. I thought I was playing too good, you know? It felt like something was wrong. Kill me, please. Oh my god, I can't be killed. Okay, swap the game. Properties. What a fucking world. Like, you can't make that shit up. I knew I was playing too well for something to not be going wrong. Performance. There we go. Yeah, I shouldn't have jumped on the payload.
Hitting the ground running.
I had their number for a good bit there.
Going somewhere?
Alright, 3 seconds on this jump. We're gonna make it count. Oh my god. Alright.
If they won't quit, neither will I.
I also forgot to switch the game. Oh yeah, this is quick play. I can switch the game.
Your end is within my reach.
I'm in caps lock, stupid. What are you talking about? That's not even a game. Jeez.
What am I missing?
Wow, how amazing is that? Even while typing, it switches things over. At least you know it's always gonna swap your scenes, right?
Fall in on me.
You can't make this up. This game was going decent up until...
Thanks for the help. Feeling better.
It still can go decent. There is definitely still time here.
Threat neutralized.
That's their healers down. Where? Where is the healer come from, huh? Come on.
Surrender to my will. 10 seconds remaining.
Calculated.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
The payload moves with certain
Okay. Now we've gotten our foothold back. A little bit. You don't. Here we go.
Airborne elimination.
Come on. Oh man.
Nothing a quick repairing.
I see it here.
Might have to adjust my approach. Thanks.
The payload won't progress like this.
What can I do but laugh? Honestly.
If they won't quit, neither will I.
Washed up. I'm gonna have to go get by on my personality alone now.
Going somewhere?
Yeah, because of course you can. Bet you if I tried that it wouldn't work.
Hitting the ground running.
Alright, my yogurt's done.
60 seconds remaining.
We'll swap in a minute here. Well, actually, getting to the high ground is like the main issue. Oh my god.
Appreciated.
Okay, here we go.
Nice work, team. Keep it moving. Engage. Winston. 30 seconds remaining.
Alright.
Move now or not at all. Attack. Payload mobilizing.
Let's try Hans though. That might be the way to go about it.
10 seconds.
We're running out of time. Move quickly.
I gotta kind of push the cart now. I don't really have a chance to. I shouldn't have woke him up, but also nobody was gonna do anything to him, so it's like, really, where was the win? There is no reason I should relax. Someone's pocketing. That's awesome. Get her. Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, got her. We made it. What an amazing effort. Beautiful. Not, probably should have saved it. It's also the stoppage. There's one tank now. You can just kind of spam them. You can't stall anymore, really, can you? Unless you heal the tank. Like res the tank, I suppose. Boom. All it took was that switch, really. That was much better.
Meteor strike.
We'll do one more round while I get this tier list pulled up. And then once we have the tier list, we'll do it and we'll be done. Is the tier list here? Yes, it should be, right? There it is. Ah, I see. It did not send over. Alright, no worries. We are currently in the middle of hopping into another game. Let's see. There is a video game section, yeah, obviously, but we've done, like, all of the tops are terrible. I need, like, in the category, what is recent? Yeah. Looking for something that'll capture a decent amount of, like, stuff I care about. Because I was trying to do, there's one I have that I definitely want to do, I just have to find it. And then, there it is. Boom. And then, we're gonna do one on... Alright, I think we'll actually just jump over to the tier list now and call it a day. Alright, let's see here. Display capture. Sorry, I usually do this behind the screen. Hello, that's not supposed to be on screen. That's also not supposed to be on screen. Alright, we're now going over to just chatting for a short period of time. And let's get this going. Alright. Presentation mode. Here we are with our Nintendo franchises tier list. So, I saw this on Twitter, and apparently this was getting a lot of hits because it was pretty controversial seeing some people's opinions on certain franchises. Now obviously there is a haven't played section, or at least there should be. Alright, I'm gonna make one real quick. Add row below. This one will be the have not played. And I don't think there'll be many in that section, because I've actually played a good amount of these. So it looks like it's in alphabetical order. We're going to start off with Animal Crossing, and I really enjoy the Animal Crossing franchise. The question is, do I enjoy it enough to make it an S? I've only played New Horizons, the phone game, and a little bit of New Leaf, so I can't say I'm a devout Animal Crossing fan, and I've definitely not completed any of my islands ever. The game is a lot of chores, but there is something quaint about it, and due to the time that I played New Horizons when I did, it was a big deal. What's up? I have no idea what that was. Alright. Donkey Kong is next. Interesting. Alright. Donkey Kong, I have played 2 of the Donkey Kong Country Returns games, so like the newer ones, none of the older ones. I played Donkey Kong 64, and I think that's it, right? How many other Donkey Kong games are there? Nothing. I played Diddy Kong Racing. As far as the Donkey Kong games go, I'm not a big fan of the country ones. I'm a big fan of Donkey Kong 64. I really enjoyed playing it, like, unironically, I did enjoy it. But Donkey Kong's, like, the country series, which I imagine is their big thing, is not really up to par for me. I was never a big fan of it, but I'm not a big fan of side-scrolling platformers that aren't Mario anyway. Dr. Mario is next on the tier list here, and that's obviously the pill matching game, which is like a Tetris style, not necessarily Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is Sonic had a version of that, but it's more of just standard two-end Tetris with little pills. I mean, it's a very simple game. There's nothing about it that makes it insanely good. Like, I didn't have it on like a handheld or anything. I had it on a DS. I had a version on the DS, and then I had and I definitely played like a browser version at a certain point in time. Coming down to the wire here. F-Zero, I actually have not played. Unfortunately, I haven't had the pleasure of playing F-Zero. There hasn't been an F-Zero game in my recent time that I know of, at least. It's been a long time since they released a game, and I don't know if they were the GameCube era or if they were on the 64. But I skipped GameCube, and I imagine that's when F-Zero became popular, because that's when Captain Falcon was in Nintendo 64's Smash, right? So that would mean that he was on an earlier console. So I must have just missed F-Zero entirely as a franchise. I do know a decent bit about it. It's a decent racer, and apparently it's got a decent cult following, like most Nintendo games. But I never played it myself. Fire Emblem, I've played a little bit of Three Houses, and I've watched, and growing up I watched friends play Fire Emblem because they were big on it, but I didn't have the 3DS at the time, or back when it was the DS, I didn't have the DS with Fire Emblem at the time. It's definitely one of Nintendo's better franchises. It's a much more mature franchise. It's got a lot more to its games, and it's a lot more depth to it. Most recently with Three Houses, I don't know if this is the same for all the games, but the romance options and the family system, or whatever it is that they have in their games, really adds that extra layer into a game that I feel like not many games care to add. Like, I think it's definitely an interesting addition. There's not too much I can say about it other than that I've always wanted to play the games growing up when my friends were playing them, and when I played a little bit of Three Houses, I definitely want to go back and finish it. I just have to buy the game myself. Kid Icarus is another series I haven't played myself. That's because they haven't released a game in forever, and I didn't play the original. I had very little access to Nintendo games. When I had my Nintendo Entertainment System and my Nintendo 64, I didn't buy games frequently for those systems. I was buying for my PS2 most of the time. And Nintendo games were already expensive and collector's items by then, so you weren't easily going to find a copy of F-Zero or Kid Icarus just walking around, and you needed somebody to recommend it to you when you're a kid. You don't really know, you know? If had I known, I'd probably pay more attention when I was shopping. Kirby, I've played a significant amount of Kirby games, surprisingly. It's one of Nintendo's bigger franchises. I know in Japan, it's like the second biggest franchise that Nintendo has, obviously aside of Mario. I think it is bigger than Pokemon, it might be. I'm not 100% sure on that, but Kirby just recently released a game, and it was very successful. I know everybody who likes Kirby loved it. I didn't play it, because I'm not super big on Kirby anymore. I did play Kirby, most recently I jumped on and played an old Kirby golf game with friends way back when. Don't remember which it was, but it was decent. And back when I played the old Kirby games growing up, I didn't really comprehend the story much. So going back and getting a little bit of lore about the game, it's actually quite deeper than I thought. Overall, the mechanics for the games are very simple. It's more of a puzzle platformer than Mario, for instance, but I definitely think that it has something that makes it up there, and the mascot's great. So, Luigi's Mansion, I'm not a big fan of. It's a spin-off game. It's great if you love Luigi, or if you were always playing Luigi growing up. I was always playing Mario, so I didn't really have much of an attachment to him. It's like the best Ghostbusters game that's ever been made, though, so it has that going for it. And the fact that there's 3 or 4 of them with DLC now is insane. So Luigi's gotten a good payout. I mean, he could definitely afford a second mansion without ghosts, just based on those games alone. Up next is Mario Kart, which is an S-tier game franchise. I don't know anybody who would ever disagree with me. I feel like Mario Kart is one of those ingrained in the human psyche type of games, where it's the way Pac-Man was. It's you'll always know Mario Kart, and you will always be willing to play Mario Kart if it's out and it's offered to you. And everybody knows how to play Mario Kart. Even if you've never picked up a controller before, you can grasp it pretty quickly. And I think that's one of the best things about it. I played the DS version all the time growing up. I loved the Wii version. I got it a little late, but I loved it. Mario Kart 8, I've played a little less recently, or like Deluxe or whatever's on the Switch. I've played less often. I definitely not bought that booster pass for the maps because I'm not going to spend that much money. But Mario Kart's always going to be a big deal. The mobile game was a bit sketchy. I wasn't a big fan of that. I don't know why they would like paying $10 to play multiplayer on a Mario Kart app game. Terrible move. Mario Party is something that I've played less consistently than I feel like most other kids. I didn't really go to parties where Mario Party was around. I think I played it more when I was in like the hospital than I did when it was when I was with friends. I think it's more of an adult party game, funnily enough, like something that you play with your older friends when you get to that age, because it's better as a drinking game, I can imagine. I guess Mario Party 4 is the one that I have the most experience with. I played it in the hospital when I was very little, when I was 8 or 9. And I have vivid memories of being very, very good at all of the mini games, but terrible at understanding what I was doing in terms of the board game. For someone who was so intelligent, I could not grasp Mario Party's board game at that time. Like, I didn't know whether we were going for coins or stars or anything. I still don't. I still barely remember the rules. Because I think there's like multiple ways to win, and that really upset me. Up next is the Super Mario series, which I imagine is just Mario. It is Nintendo's #1 franchise. It's got some of the most amazing games, and it's not even the mainline games that I love from Mario. Mario Tennis, which I don't think is on here. Mario Superstars, Mario Soccer, all the Mario spin-off games, which I think fall under the Super Mario category as well here. Anything with Mario's face on it, I think, is going. They're good. They're good games. They are. Just because the mascot's the most popular doesn't mean like it's any detriment to the. Oh, that's on the screen. It's any detriment to the franchise. Like, it is a good game. They are good games. I played 1, 2, and 3. Not 2. I played 1 and 3 on the Nintendo Entertainment System growing up. Got pretty decently far in 3. I don't remember how far I got in 1. Maybe World 5. I got definitely World 8 or 9 in 3. I don't think I ever beat it. But when the new Super Mario Bros. Came out on Wii, I definitely beat that game after a lot of effort, which I thought was really cool. I think I beat it as like a couples thing. I beat it with my girlfriend really early on in our relationship, which is the only time I've ever completed a Mario game, funnily enough. But also, that game is really forgiving. Anyway, Super Mario is always going to be good. Metroid. I've played Metroid Prime, and that's my only entry in the series. I don't know if that's a fair enough one for me to judge it. Metroid is a big series, right, in terms of Nintendo. I tended to ignore it. I played Samus as my main in Smash Bros. 64 the entirety of the game. I still main Samus I still play Samus to a decent extent in the newer games. But in Brawl, I still main Samus as well. She's a great character, but in terms of like the actual game itself, I have nothing to offer. Sorry. Mother, I have an interesting experience with. I actually finished I tried to finish Mother 3, almost did, when I was in sophomore year of high school, when I was taking a yearbook class. I had a computer facing off in the corner of the room, so like I had no supervision, and I didn't really have any assignments in that class. I was kind of the photographer, because I was an older classman, or an upperclassman. So I just sat back and played Pokemon Fire Red to completion, and then I wanted to finish Mother 3 by the time the semester ended. I did not finish it, but I did get a decent bit of the way in, and I thought it was a pretty good time. And obviously, Mother is one of Nintendo's greatest series, Earthbound series, and I really enjoy it. Pikmin I've never played. I've seen the gameplay for it. I probably wouldn't like it based on what it looks like, but I feel like there's an audience out there for it. I'm not going to say much more about it because it's not a big deal. It's Pikmin. Pokemon, I would argue, is the only franchise better than Super Mario on this list. Super Mario Bros. Is great, but Pokemon is what makes Nintendo what it is today. Pokemon brings in more Nintendo fans as children than you could ever imagine. there's I promise you there are so many kids who without Pokemon would have never cared about Mario's franchise. The fact that Pokemon fosters in all these Nintendo fans early on is such a great thing for them that they never have a dying audience, and they can keep making great games. I love Pokemon to death, and every time there's an announcement I lose my shit, and there's not much more I can say about it. Everybody loves Pokemon. It's one of the greatest things ever. I have like 3 Pokemon on my bed behind this green screen. I played the original Punch-Out a little bit. I think there was a new one, and I never played it. I don't think I have a much... I played the old one enough. I never beat it, because I was never super into, like, timing those combos and learning the players. Punch-Out's a good game. Like, all things considered, I would love to play another one if they made one today. I don't know how recent the most recent one is. But, you know, if they did it and they got, like, a bunch of Nintendo characters, I don't know. I don't want to step on its stuff too much, but Little Mac can start licensing some new boxers besides Mike Tyson. Get Floyd Mayweather in there. I could easily see a revitalized Punch-Out. Little Mac Jr. or something, or Little Mac, is Little Mac already a junior? Little Mac Jr. Little Mac III taking on Floyd Mayweather. They're about the same height, right? Super Smash Bros. Is obviously one of the greatest franchises Nintendo's ever created, and the best idea they ever had. Why not take all your toys out of the toy chest and make them fight each other, right? Best way to sell a game in history of gaming, but also very smart of them not to capitalize too much. Even when they did make the amiibos, they didn't over capitalize on selling them. Like, they didn't sell them like crazy. They ran out of supply. Like, they weren't constantly making them. They became collector's items really fast. And I kind of commend them for that by not making so many that there was just thousands flooding the street. Like, there are some there are tons of, like, there are a couple, like, I think there's a few too many Mario ones with, like, the pinstripe hat or something, or, like, you'll see them in, like, a bargain bin at, like, a GameStop. But when it comes to, like, important amiibos, like special edition amiibos, there's like 5, and that's it. And I love that. Splatoon is next. Splatoon is a great series. Like I said, I didn't play too much of 2. I didn't buy it myself because 3 was coming out. It definitely doesn't deserve a B because I'm putting it against Donkey Kong and Dr. Mario, and it's definitely better than that. I would definitely say it's better than Punch-Out, but it's not better than all of the games in A. I haven't organized in between the lists very well yet, but I would say Splatoon's an A. It's a good game, and Nintendo had, like, when they first announced they were doing a third-person shooter, I was very happy they were making a shooter game for Nintendo fans. It's got a decent audience. I like it. Star Fox could use a new game. I haven't played any of their older games, but I would love to play a new one. I have seen so much about the older ones. I love the nostalgia, the vibe of the older ones, the way that they seem. And even if they made a new one with that exact same aesthetic and just upped, like, the flight graphics and, like, the ship and the space mechanics and kept, like, the UI the same, it'd be a killer. I like Star Fox, and Star Fox, the Star Fox cast is like my mains in Smash nowadays, so it's interesting. I played a little bit of WarioWare. I mean, it's cool and all. It's WarioWare. I didn't play Wario the video game. It's a little too old for me. I do know of it. And like I could have emulated it at any time if I wanted to, but I did not care for Wario as a character, not one bit. I prefer Waluigi and always have, and even in Mario Tennis, I preferred Waluigi to Wario. It's probably the yellow and that crass purple that he's wearing against his yellow that bothers me so much. Xenoblade Chronicles is one of Nintendo's best franchises. Better than Fire Emblem, I would say. I've actually watched along the story for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and a little bit of 1, but I've got a decent grasp on it. I have no clue what's going on nowadays with the new one that I reacted to in the trailer, but I've got a decent little spot in my heart for Xenoblade Chronicles, and maybe I'll go back through it myself at some point, but like to complete it. But it's an A. It's an A for sure. It's definitely better than everything else in the B and below tiers for sure. Mario, now that I'm thinking about it, Mario Party might need to come up here, because that's a little harsh on them. Yoshi's games I never really played. I believe there was, what, Baby Yoshi with Mario was like the only one that I ever like touched. And that was like the origin story of Mario, and that's the only reason I played it. I thought it was interesting. Not my cup of tea, really. Yoshi commits tax fraud, that's not cool. F tier. Legend of Zelda is... oh. Sorry. Now this is gonna get controversial because I've played most of Legend of Zelda. I've played Ocarina of Time on emulator. I played Majora's Mask on Nintendo 64, and again on 3DS. I played Twilight Princess. I played a bit of Wind Waker, and I'm playing through Breath of the Wild slowly but surely right now to get ready for the second game. So, but the thing is, as much as I have played of Legend of Zelda, I don't like it as much as these other games. As a franchise, character-wise, I love it. And if there were more games like Breath of the Wild, or maybe if we were doing this after Breath of the Wild 2 was out, it might even be an S tier. But there are so many Zelda games that feel clanky and kind of like gross. And they have a lot of gimmicky ones too, like what is it, four swords or whatever. Like the one where you play with all four links in different colors. Like, it's cool, it's gimmicky. Little, like, Link's Awakening is one that I actually probably would prefer. And I played a couple of the really, really old side-scrolly ones on emulator when I like 1 and 2, when I wanted, like, between Mother 3 and Fire Red back in that yearbook class. Zelda's gonna need to step up its franchise a bit. One more Breath of the Wild game and one more good spin-off game, I'll give you the A tier. I'll give you the S tier even. But pre-Breath of the Wild 2, you're getting a B. And if Breath of the Wild 2 is as good as Breath of the Wild 1 or better, you're gonna get an A. But I need a side game to really save the franchise, you know? But that is my, that is my Nintendo franchise tier list. For someone who's my age, I'm only 20, so I didn't really, like Nintendo games like certain ones, like the old Kid Icarus and the original Metroid, are just slightly too far away for me to really like. I had to try to play a lot of these games growing up. Like, I had to be given or gifted or told to play a lot of these. Like if GoldenEye was on here, which I know it's not a Nintendo franchise, but it is a Nintendo 64 game that I played like crazy. I was gifted that game and told to play it because otherwise I would have never known how important it was to the culture. But now I have experienced it, so I do know like that the experiences of playing GoldenEye and playing the missions and trying to get your best time. And once you've beat it's a pretty short game. Wow, once you've beat it, like playing it over and over again. And as a kid, you don't really know what you're doing. You're just kind of killing everybody walking out of the mission. But as I got older, I remember getting really, really, really good. And playing the multiplayer with my brother. And I didn't know anything about the Goldfinger stuff, or like the little guy glitcher. So it was just kind of regular multiplayer. But it reminded me a lot of playing Shadow the Hedgehog multiplayer, which was out pretty similarly to the time I was playing that. I'm rambling on about nothing now, but this is the tier list. Enjoy the tier list. If you're watching this as a video, I'll see you real soon. Peace. Anyways, we're hitting the 2-hour mark. That is our little wrap up there on that tier list. I'm a little tired. All things considered, the amount of stuff that's going wrong today, and I need to start working on my headset and figuring out what's wrong with it. Or figure out why it's not casting to the screen. But once I get that figured out, we'll have a better stream tomorrow. So thank you for tuning in with me for these 2 hours today, and I hope that you'll come back tomorrow for an even better 2 hours where we'll play some Boneworks and hopefully finish the game. But for now, I've been Victor, and I'll see you guys real soon. Peace.